What's up, everybody? This is Iconic Repaints. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the channel. I feel like it's been a really long time since I was able to show off anything new. I've just been really busy. I also have a lot of commissions, and I've developed this nasty habit of starting a bunch of projects without finishing them. So yeah, I backed myself up. I actually had to close off any incoming commissions, which I still haven't opened back up yet. I still got a few things I want to knock out off my desk before I start taking new ones. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a good problem to have. And today I actually have a commission for a monster that I never have worked on before a day in my life. And this is a huge kit. I underestimated the size of this guy. This is the Paradise Manda kit from 1963's Atragon. It's actually a movie I have yet to watch. I definitely need to get on that. What I know of Atragon is his appearances in the Godzilla series itself, namely Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla Final Wars. But I know enough of him and enough of Atragon that I'm not a total stranger to this monster, to this design. So he's like an ancient sea dragon, giant, enormous monster that is worshipped, and he's a guardian of the Mu civilization, underwater civilization. And basically he's tasked to come out and attack the giant submarine ship called Atragon, and that's basically the main beef in the movie. So and he's always kind of, even in the Godzilla series, he's really been a minor kind of background character, a side character. I think just because of the complexity with the suit and the prop. He's a long, Eastern serpentine dragon. So it's probably difficult to make him look realistic. You don't want to use him too much. You just kind of want to limit the screen time, and that's my assumption of why he's not really involved in more. This kit is made of vinyl. Like I said, it's from Paradise. He's 50 centimeters. The kit is 50 centimeters, so that's including his rock base that he's crawling out of, which is also pretty cool. I always do enjoy working on things that have bases or little dioramas. It's different. It's cool. So even though this is just a rock, it was nice to be able to kind of throw in some new tones that I really don't get to play around with too much when I'm just working on the casual figures themselves. A client wanted a dark green paint job for Manda, so that's how I started off. The base paint on him was a really dark green. I mean, he was looking like Shenron from Dragon Ball Z for a hot minute, but thankfully with layering and shading and everything like that, I was able to go after something that's a little more ancient looking. He's a very old god. I'd imagine he's could probably live on for centuries. So I wanted the skin to reflect something that's just been around for a very long time. And I wasn't really tied. My hands were not tied to keep this very strictly screen accurate. I obviously had the initial game plan from my client, and from there on he kind of just allowed me to do what I felt would kind of make him, I think, stand out a little bit. So I added the coloration to the horns and everything like that. The belly was a little lighter than it is in the movie, from what I remember, and just a small areas to really freestyle. Nothing crazy, nothing drastic. This monster is famous for having the slit cat eyes, so I wanted to put that in there as well. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, it really is a simple paint job. I definitely wanted it to, because of the sculpt. The sculpt is really accurate to the 1960s kaiju aesthetic. So I didn't want to make the paint job look hyper realistic. I did want it to look like something that would fit into the 1960s, if that makes sense. I wanted it to look like a figure from its time. But man, I'll tell you, I mean, Painting this guy was the easy part. Assembling this guy, first of all, assembling him itself isn't hard at all. It's really easy because the material, again, is soft vinyl. You just gotta heat up segments and they're really easy sticking together, so all good. But once I did have this guy assembled, I overestimated the support that the vinyl would have naturally. So unfortunately, once this guy was all put together, he kept tipping forward. It was just too much weight sticking out of that rock at too much of an angle, and he just kept leaning right on over. So I had to take him apart again, very carefully with the X-Acto knife and a blow dryer. And then they became the process of finding a way to kind of add weight into the base to support it stronger, to keep him a little more upright. So eventually I had to go to Home Depot, pick up some plaster and some gap filler. And I guess the temperature wasn't really optimal for the plaster, so instead of being cured in 24 hours, it probably took man, I'll tell you what. So I put it in, I left it for like 3 days. It still wasn't cured. Then I went on vacation for like a week. I came back and it finally was mostly cured. So it took that long and it still wasn't 100%, but it was enough for me to put the gap sealant. And after all that, everything kind of like, it got messy, so I had to clean everything off and repaint everything in a lot of places. So the lesson here is building these kits isn't always going to be as simple as, just glue and paint. And that was the first time me working with plaster personally. So overall, it was definitely a learning experience. And even after all that, it still wasn't enough to keep them upright. So I had to go back to Home Depot, and I had to find little things that I could glue on to the bottom of the base to add some weight to the back of the base to keep it from tipping forward still. So I got some bolts and I glued them on one at a time. And I have a couple of them on now, and that seems to be doing a trick. So, which thank goodness, because I was running out of room to really keep playing around with it to keep the weight distributed to the back end. But I'm not going to keep boring you with all that stuff. As you can see, I mean, this is a pretty self-explanatory piece. I totally, like I said, underestimated how big this guy was. He's going to be really fun to ship. I got to figure that out. I mean, I have a box big enough, but just making sure that, something so long and thin is packaged well enough. The kit didn't come with the whiskers it was supposed to come with, so I had to kind of mold those myself and sculpt them. So they're actually gluing on there. They're like the last piece of the puzzle for me, and then this guy's going to be all finished after I put some sealant on him tonight and good to go. So yeah, this is again the Paradise Manda kit. I've been working on this guy for probably over a month now. It's just, life's been crazy. So thankfully, like most of my clients, well, pretty much all my clients, everybody's been very patient, understanding that, at the end of the day, as long as I keep them updated and keep sending them progress pictures and everything like that, everybody's happy and content knowing that I'm not rushing through their projects. So yeah, this guy's going to be good to go. Appreciate you guys for watching. More is coming on the way. Everybody be safe. Peace out.